Welcome to my long-awaited vlog series where I take you along with me on my jobs and learn with me along the way. In this third episode, you'll observe me moving and combining some inline sprinkler valves in the country club. You may learn things here that you wouldn't otherwise learn anywhere else, so come along for the ride. Today I'm moving some sprinkler valves from here to over here, and when I move them over here, they're going to be anti-siphon valves above ground, and we're going to reduce from 6 valves down to 3. We'll be consolidating several of the lines, the ones that go in these 3 raised masonry beds. It's a cool foggy day here in the country club golf course. So the ones with stars are the ones that I'm consolidating into one. And that one will be separate, and that one will be separate. So next I want to cut the wires. Doesn't matter what order they're in because I'm going to redo all that anyway. Cut the wires so I can get all that out of the way. I kept as much of the wires as I could to cut them right underneath the wire nuts. So I could keep as much of the wire as possible. Okay, and now that'll make it much easier to get the dirt out from between those valves. Okay, so that's about as much as I'm going to dig out before I start cutting the piping. As you can see, we have pipe there, another one there, and they all elbow and go that direction. And then this one here just comes up, and it had that drip tubing on it, but I cut that out of the way. I'm going to redo that. And then I've got this trench going over to where the new valves are going to be. We only have to make room for 3 valves. And I'm going to be cutting, this is the pipe coming from the shutoff valve here. And this one goes to this shutoff, and that goes to a faucet that's on the other side of the yard. So I'm going to redo this connection here. I'm going to cut this off right there and cut these pipes across here, and then I can lift that whole assembly off in one piece. At that point, then I can start clearing the dirt around this assembly here, and then I can start tying in. It'll clear it so that I can tie into these pipes. Your situation may be different. This was clay and rock. You can see some of the rock right there. And it took me 2.5 hours to get to this point. Somebody had their marbles backwards. Normally when you install a valve manifold, you use Schedule 40 on the inlet side of everything, and ultimately I always use Schedule 40 going out too, but if you want to use thin wall, that's your choice. But they did just the opposite. They used thin wall pipe. It's got class 200 on the inlet and Schedule 40 going out. Backwards. Okay, so I've got all the valves cut out now. I'm leaving that intact right at the moment so as not get dirt or mud inside the pipes. But I've got all that way. Now I can clear the dirt away from here so that I can start splicing this stuff together. I'm going to have to tie most of these pipes together because they're being consolidated, as you remember here with the ones that are starred. All these here are going to get tied together. And all that's going to happen in here somehow. I don't even know at the moment how I'm going to do it, but I got to get this dirt cleared away first. If you're wondering what that white stuff is, it's styrofoam. They used it in several places in here to put under the pipe and things like that. And no, it's not available on my resources site. People just use whatever junk they have laying around when they need to do stuff like that. The next step is building the manifold. And I do that right here on my tailgate. Typically I'll build the assembly like this. I'll put the male adapter on here and the Y filter pressure regulator assembly on, and then I'll take this to where the hole is for the new manifold, and I'll measure and see how long I need the riser here. And in this case I needed it to be 15 inches long, because you want this assembly here to be above grade. You want this above grade. Okay, the manifold's finished, and I'm going to let it dry here for a few minutes before I take it to the backyard. These are spaced 2.5 inches apart, so that piece of 3/4 inch pipe there is 2.5 inches. Same there. And then I have a 5-inch stub here, and the male adapters are in. Everything's ready to go. I have these sitting over here because I don't put those on until I'm all done. It adds weight, and it makes the valves want to fall forward because of that weight while I'm installing, so I leave those off. Another reason is because when I'm gluing things together here, having these open allows the gases from the glue, it gives them a place to escape, so it helps it dry quicker. And I've got my glue board that it's resting on so it doesn't get glue on my tailgate. And then I'll take this stick of 3/4 with me, and along with another couple of pieces of 3/4. So I'll go take the supplies back to the backyard and the cutter while I'm waiting for this to dry. Okay, I've got this all put together. I started at that end and worked my way this way. And then this one here is the Lone Ranger. Got him laid down first because this pipe here is going to have to go on top of that one. And then I've got the feed pipe here that's got to tie in to that pipe right there. And you notice how I've got each of the pipes marked with the numbers. That one being 2, 1. I circle the 1 to make sure it's obvious that it's a 1. And there's 3. And that one is 6. That's 5. And number 4 is going to be over here. Okay, it's all together. Got the ball valve in for that faucet across the yard. Everything's set up. Got the feed and the other pipe's heading towards the manifold. All I got to do now is just bring that down and connect it. I've got that connected. I'm going to straighten this. Once I get the soil in there, it'll be more like that. But it's all connected. Hey, remember the free downloads that can help you with your irrigation systems, and the resources site where you can get most of these products that you see on these videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.